Ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your seats. Break out the duct tape because you just might need it. Welcome to Wednesday's edition of Student of the Gun Radio. And if you don't know what the duct tape reference indicates, you need to just sit back, close your mouth, open both of your ears, take a deep, deep breath because we're about to get into it. And thank you for joining us yet again for another edition of Student of the Gun Radio. I am your host, Professor Paul Markle. Thank you for being out there. Thank you to Jared, my co-host, my studio engineer, my producer. Do you want another title?
No, I think I could just go with...
You go with three?
Three, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I do many things. I'm a man of
do?
many talents.
Are you a man of many parts?
Man of many parts, yes.
All right. Well, here we are in the middle of the week, down here in Biloxi, Mississippi. Got a little bit chilly. Got down into the 30s yesterday. Ooh.
Yeah, it started out yesterday, like in the morning time. It was kind of, it was pretty warm, so I just threw on some shorts. And when I left the gym last night, it was like probably 10:30 p.m., so it was pretty cold. I walked out and I was like, brr, it's a little bit chilly.
Well, up north, in the Great White North, up in Michigan, we got a report that there was 16.7 inches of snow fell on the ground in Dearborn. And reports from Michigan are that thousands of people have died. They weren't prepared for it. They didn't know it was going to snow, and they resorted to eating cats and dogs and so forth.
Well, I heard that if you get a pot of water, it's kind of like frogs. If you start the water lukewarm and then you put the cat in it and then you turn it on and let it heat up while the cat's in the water, it won't jump out.
Really? You heard that?
Yeah, I heard that.
I think there might be a little fallacy in that, but that's
probably.
Okay.
But
okay. Now, obviously, we
it.
kid. If you don't,
no, wait, yeah.
If they're new,
asterisk, no animals were harmed in the recording of this episode.
Okay, all right, folks, and we kid. Now, this is Wednesday, so as you guys, if you've been paying attention for the last few weeks or month or so, you know that Monday is Good Guy of the Week Day. That's our excess Good Guy of the Week is on Mondays. And then Wednesday is our SWAT Fuel Fitness Talk or SWAT Fuel Fitness Tip. Did you change it to talk or did I change it to talk?
I don't know. I didn't change anything. So
okay. Well, it's our SWAT Fuel Fitness Talk, Tip, whatever you want to call it, brought to you by SWAT Fuel, the fastest fuel in any light.
Fastest fuel in any light? That's funny.
No, you know what?
That caught me off guard.
He's like, what? No, that's not it. But engineered for performance. No, that's not it. Is that what it is? What is their catchphrase? What is SWAT Fuel's catchphrase?
It's special weapons and tactics for the body. Special
weapons and tactics for the body. But that just kind of like says the name over again.
Yeah.
We need to come up with something else.
Because it just works or something like that. I don't remember what he... we were working on that when I was hanging out with him in Vegas. Yeah.
Well, tell you what, why don't you go ahead and give our fans, you folks at home, number one, tell them what's new. Tell them the news about the winners and all that jazz.
Oh, yeah, the SWAT Fuel Challenge. We had, if you guys have been paying attention, or if you knew, I'll go ahead and explain it to you. From January 1st to February 1st of this year, we had a SWAT Fuel Challenge, and the most dedicated person or people, actually, now because we had so many dedicated people, won. They were in the lineup to win some SWAT fuel, and the most dedicated person won a year's supply, and that was Chris Ellis. He confirmed his email yesterday, I believe, or it was today, maybe. I don't even know what today is. Today's Wednesday.
It was like yesterday or today.
Yeah, he did it yesterday. So Chris Ellis, congratulations. He won a year's supply of SWAT fuel, and I believe he chose the 9mm.
Okay.
And we've got actually 3 runners-up, though. Dano's such a nice guy that he decided to give, since there are so many dedicated people in the SWAT Fuel Challenge, that we're going to give 3 runners-up each a bottle of the 9mm plus P. So I've sent emails to you guys. You've got 24 hours to confirm the emails and send me your shipping address so I can get you the stuff sent to you. So do that. If you're listening to my voice right now, check your email inbox and see if you were one of the runner-ups for the SWAT Fuel Challenge.
And congratulations to everybody that participated. And it might sound cliche, but it's very, very true. If you participated in this, if you dedicated yourself, you started at the beginning of the month, started in January and went all the way through February, and you disciplined your body, you disciplined your mind, and you actually did something physical and changed your routine up, because that's hard for people to do. It really is. That's the hardest thing about physical fitness, because human beings are creatures of habit. We get comfortable in our habits, and we do that. And if you make a habit of being physically active, if you make a habit of training your mind, training your body, paying attention to what you're putting into your body. I'm not Jack LaLanne by any stretch of the imagination, but I know this. Your body supports your mind. And if you don't have a healthy body, you're not going to have a healthy mind. And if there's any hope for the future of this nation, we need millions of people with healthy, strong, independent, well-disciplined minds. We cannot survive with a nation of mush brains that are just mindless slaves. We can't survive. So if you participated at all, you're a winner. Congratulations. I hope that you look at yourself in the mirror, pat yourself on the back unless you're driving. Or you could probably get away with that.
One-handed.
Yeah, one-handed. Just pat yourself one-handed. If you're on the treadmill right now listening to me, be careful. I don't want you to fall off and hurt yourself. But congratulations. And Jared's going to go ahead and – you want to go ahead and move into the tip? Or?
Well, yeah, one thing that really impressed me about the SWAT Field Challenge is that we had people that were supporting others in the group. We had – when somebody would post a picture of them doing a workout, we would have other people comment and say, hey, good job. And that's really what it's all about. It's about getting the peer affirmation or the support that – and that really helps you when you're working out.
Mutual support? What?
Yeah. Where have we heard that before?
I don't know.
Maybe like the Patriot Fire Team
said
book
that
or
before,
something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll go ahead and move into the fitness talk for this week. And I've had a lot of questions about energy. I guess people are having trouble with the initial energy to go work out, because once you start, your blood will be moving, your veins are pumping blood through them, so you'll be good. But if you're having trouble with energy, I've got a couple tips for you, and the main one being your diet. You need to make sure you have a well-balanced diet, and the B vitamins are actually what help your body take the food that you consume and make that food into glucose, which gives you energy. It gives your body energy. So make sure your B vitamins are up there. Obviously, the SWAT Fuel 40 Cal multivitamin has, I think it's B6 and B12 in it. So that will help you if you get that. That gives you a bunch of the vitamins and stuff that you need in everyday life that you don't get from your food. So get a bottle of that. What else? Energy. If you already have the diet thing down, make sure you have a normal sleep schedule, or you at least basically. It was explained to me by someone who doesn't have the opportunity to get a lot of sleep, that they schedule their sleep time in 90-minute increments, because 90 minutes is a REM cycle. And REM is, what is it, rapid eye movement?
Rapid eye movement,
yeah. Rapid eye movement. And if you break your sleep cycle up into increments of 90 minutes, so 90 minutes, 3 hours, 4.5 hours, stuff like that, 7 hours, and do that, kind of go to sleep and schedule yourself. It's hard. It's really hard to make yourself fall asleep at a certain time. But what I usually do is I'll pick a time where I need to wake up, and I wake up at that time every day, and your body will eventually adapt to it, and it'll fall asleep when it needs to fall asleep.
And also, don't.
It's hard for me to explain this.
Don't underestimate the power of napping. And a lot of people equate napping to being lazy. And so you get people that are like, well, I want to be fit, I want to be healthy, I want to be an active person. And when you say something about napping, they say, oh, that's for lazy people, or lazy people need to take naps. I'm not a lazy person, I'm an active person. Da, 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 da. No, actually, it's military personnel understand the value of sleep when you can, not when you have to. Marine soldiers, whatever, you can sleep anywhere on a mortar range, in the belly of an Amtrak, on a helicopter. The job of the crew chief in the Marine Corps, whether it's a crew chief on a C-130, a crew chief on a helicopter, CH-53, the crew chief on an Amtrak or whatever, in addition to all their other jobs, their job is to go around and wake up all the grunts before they lower the ramp so everyone gets out, because most of them are asleep. And you're like, how could you be asleep? It's so exciting. It's so exciting. Nah, you do it over and over and over again. And the put your earplugs in, the moment they sit down, buckle in, they're asleep. And so one of the jobs of the crew chief is to actually, before the helicopter puts the ramp down, to make sure everyone's awake. And give them that 2 minutes out, 1 minute out, 30 seconds out, go, that kind of a deal. And not only that, but I'm going to give you this. Okay, you got military people. I once worked for a billionaire. As you guys know, if fans of the show, you know that I spent a lot of time working as a professional bodyguard. And I worked for a gentleman. I'm not going to say his name because it really is immaterial. But he was a billionaire. He was a financial genius. He was a business genius. And one of the things that this guy believed in strongly, and he applied it, was power napping. And we'd be we wouldn't run convoys or caravans, but we'd be in the vehicle. And of course, when you're a bodyguard, the principal doesn't drive the vehicle ever. They get picked up, they get dropped off, they ride in the passenger compartment. And we had armored Suburbans. And so he'd be in the back of the armored Suburban, and and this is something else, this is not our fitness thing, but you want to know how rich people get rich, stay rich, and do good things? This gentleman never was without something to read. He always had something to read, whether it was a stock report, whether it was a book, whether it was... Go ahead.
I would put that under fitness because you're exercising your mind.
Exactly. I just a quote that I pulled from a TV show, and it's silly because it's a fictional TV show, but it's a good quote, is that a mind needs books like a sword needs a whetstone. It keeps your mind sharp. So this guy, he'd be reading. He's always reading, but we'd look over our shoulders, and at any point in time, he would just tilt his head down and go to sleep. And we were in the new guys that were instructed early on when we got onto the team that, like, here's the deal. He power naps. And he might just go back there and sit and quietly, and he would power nap for 15 minutes or so and then be up and boom and fresh. And one other thing that he did, and it occurred to me the other day when I was on the treadmill, wherever he went, whether we were in the United States or in the Cayman Islands or whatever, he had a treadmill. And that was one of the deals for the bodyguards, is you had to make sure that there was a treadmill for him.
I bet that was fun.
And importing a treadmill into the Cayman Islands. But he would get up in the morning, do his routine. He would get on the treadmill. He had a headset, and this is a wired headset that actually was wired into a phone jack, not a Bluetooth, because it was way before Bluetooth. But he would wire it, and he would set it on like 2.5, and he would start walking. And he had a little shelf in front of him with papers and stuff, and he would start making phone calls. And he would stay on that thing for about 2 to 2.5 hours. And one of the things, and someone said, well, and he had like 2% body fat, but it wasn't a body fat thing. What it was is he was stimulating the blood flow to his brain. And so he had oxygenated blood constantly flowing to his brain so he could think and make decisions. Boom, 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 boom. And we used to joke with ourselves, we're like, he'd get on the treadmill for 2.5 hours and step off $100,000, richer or whatever, because that's what he was doing. So if you want to know habits of successful people, exercise,
reading and exercise.
Nap when you can, not while you're driving, just so you know.
Well, if you're being driven.
Or it just is what it is. And when Jared said rest and exercise and so forth, and that, like I said, I was on the treadmill and that occurred to me. Because when I do SWAT fuel, and I exercise and I finish exercising, what I find is that I have all this oxygenated blood just flowing to my brain, and I'm coming up with ideas, and I'm writing stuff down. And we've got a whiteboard in our gym. We actually have a whiteboard on the wall in the gym with a dry erase marker, so that if you're working out and you have an idea, you can run over to the whiteboard and write that idea down. Yeah. Think about that. Yeah, when you guys are working out, hey, if you're a business person, if you own a small business, if you're a creative person, whatever, keep a pad and a pencil, piece of paper, whiteboard, keep something in your workout area, because you're probably going to have, I don't know, maybe you haven't.
Or if you're in the year 2015, you could have your phone that has voice memos on it.
Yeah, but if you're using your phone to listen to Pandora,
then you have it right there with you already.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, whatever.
When I'm listening to music on my phone, if I pull up my voice memo and I hit the record button, it stops my music so I can...
Well, see, I plug my phone into the gym speakers.
Oh, yeah.
And I listen to Pandora and listen to the WASP station on Pandora.
So
all right, you ready to get into the meat?
Yeah, we did talk about exercise.
Okay, talked about exercise, diet,
obviously
and
B
sleep.
vitamins, sleep, REM cycle, and then the exercise. Yeah, we talked about all that.
So I hope you guys appreciate that. That was all free. You can take that with you. Do with it as you will. Now, thank you to Brownells at brownells.com. If you own a gun, Brownells has something for you. Velocity Triggers at velocitytriggers.com. If you go in an AR-15 rifle, if you're looking for parts or components for your black rifle, they have pins and triggers and little gadgets and widgets that you stick in there. And actually, Velocity Triggers is growing as a company, so they are expanding their catalog. They've got a lot of stuff in line for 2015, so if you haven't been to their website lately, check them out. And XS Sights, the fastest sights in any light. If you need to fight with a gun, you need XS Sights. And Jared, when are you going to send that Velocity Triggers email out, or did you already?
I already did.
Okay.
I'm waiting on confirmation right now. The dude, I'll give his name when he confirms.
Okay.
But I was just going to say, I can't wait to use my XS Sights on the battlefield.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, kid. It's time to get into the meat of this episode. Go ahead and bump me in. We haven't used this bump in a while, but it's time again.
I drank for free till I couldn't see. I fell on the floor when I said his. I'm blind in Texas.
Yeah! Blind in Texas. That's our Texas update theme. Because why? Because I can. That's why. And I'm sure a lot of you children of the 80s will appreciate that bump. This story comes to us from theexaminer.com. And apparently theexaminer.com is populated by a bunch of, liberal, progressive, weenie bedwetters. But here's the title. Check this title out. New law would allow teachers to kill students in Texas.
See, I can't figure
Wow.
out if these people are pro-gun or anti-gun, because they have this little "which of these signs will prevent another tragedy" thing that is in favor of having guns on school campuses. But then this article, it seems the article is anti-gun because
They pulled a picture from AOL.com, so you know that's communist. It's like, really? AOL.com? Does that actually still exist? Somebody had to have bought them like 10 times over and just like purchased their email list or something.
Obviously, the title is that way, so people will actually click on it.
Yeah, but, well, it's asinine and it's accusatory, and it just, what that does is that feeds the frenzy nationwide that people in Texas are crazy and they're just gun nuts and they're mad and blah, 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 blah. Wow. All right, let's go ahead and dive into this. It says, as a result of several high-profile cases of teachers being beaten and seriously injured in American classrooms by students who at times brandish weapons, a Texas lawmaker formulated and presented to the state legislature a bill that would allow teachers to use physical force, including deadly force, against students who present a clear and present danger to the teacher or to another student in the class, according to a news report.
So what's wrong with that?
All right, well, first of all, you don't need a law to say that.
Yeah, that's how it already is.
That's how it, yeah, exactly. It's how you guys know what natural law is, or the law of nature? The law of nature or natural law is that any person, if wrongfully threatened or attacked, threatened with deadly force, may use any force necessary to stop that deadly force. Doesn't matter what your job title is. Doesn't matter whether you're a teacher or a janitor or an electrician or a lawyer or, whatever, or unemployed and collecting a check from Comrade Barry. It doesn't matter. If you are threatened with unlawful force, you can, by nature's law, and this goes all the way back to, this predates, this is like John Locke, this is Magna Carta, this is way before 1776. This is way before the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, Bill of Rights, all that. So the fact that the dude who wrote his name is Jim Coury. It's Kouri. I don't know if he's pronounced it Corey or Corey or whatever. It doesn't matter. Because he's obviously a douche nozzle. He's surprised by this or shocked by this or taken aback by the thought that if a teacher is threatened with clear and present danger, that they are going to be allowed to use physical force up to and including deadly force to stop the threat.
What's the opposite of malum prohibitum?
Malum ince.
Malum ince. I couldn't remember what it was.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and move on. A Republican state representative, Dan Flynn, has introduced HB 868, the Teachers Protection Act, which will give public school teachers the legal power to use force or deadly force on school property, on a school bus, or at a school-sponsored event in defense of the educator's person or in defense of students of the school that employ that educator. In addition, the proposed law will allow teachers and school staff the legal right to use physical force to protect the property of the school that employs the teacher. The proposed law would also give the school staff members something no sworn police officer in Texas possesses: civil immunity. All right, there's the nut. There's the nut of the story. Civil immunity will be granted to those teachers who use deadly force, and they would not be legally responsible to answer to injury. Okay, well, here's the deal. That's not going to fly because every act by every human being can be scrutinized. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that they won't be sued, that they can't be sued, but if they are sued, then what they do is they say, okay, they cite this act. Now, the thing that I'm looking for in here, Jared, and maybe they bury it deep in the story, but we did a story last year about Texas school teachers, how they had proposed the legislation to allow certain Texas teachers to go through training and become armed marshals at the schools. And I'm guessing that this is kind of an add-on or a tag-on to that, but they don't reference this in the story. Apparently, Knucklehead here couldn't find that story. He doesn't listen to Student of the Gun radio, apparently. Many opponents, here we go. Let's see what many opponents have to say. Many opponents see this latest proposal as a continuation of Texas politicians' overreaction to attacks on teachers and students by unruly pupils. It comes just months after Texas joined 8 other states in the United States in which laws were passed that permit school employees, here it goes. So they did pass a law to permit school employees, including teachers, to carry concealed firearms on campus. So right now according to this story, there's 8 states in the union that have put bills forward allowing trained teachers to conceal carry on school grounds. Here we go.
Let's go ahead and get to this next paragraph here.
Yeah, if you don't have the duct tape out, you might want to grab it, and you might want to firmly affix it around your skull so that your head doesn't explode from the stupidity.
Yeah, this is where you're going to need the Gorilla Tape.
Civil...
He's trying... You want me to read it?
Go ahead and read it.
All right. Civil rights groups and their leaders have slammed Rep. Flynn and his proposal, claiming that having such a law will be a threat for students of color.
The coalition of civil rights leaders claim that black and Latino students face much more disciplinary action than do white students.
So are they saying that black and Latino students are
more likely to be
of these confrontations? Is that what these civil rights groups are saying?
No, what they're saying is that all teachers are racist except teachers that are members of the NAACP, and that because all teachers are racist and all Republicans are racist, then the people that are going to be punished most by this are students of color.
The next sentence says, they claim, but offer no statistical analysis that students of color are disproportionately targeted by school teachers and administrators for their behavior. They also claim that minority children will become the primary targets of deadly force used by educators. Wow.
So here we go again. We have a story that claims that if we allow teachers the right, and they already have the right under natural law, if we give them that permission or extra permission or special permission or additional permission to defend their lives or defend the lives of their students, that what they're going to do, because they're all at heart racist. And that really is the left in a nutshell. That is the left in a nutshell. Is that
mirror thinking? They think that we think like they do.
Exactly.
So they would take advantage of the situation and target the people that they don't like. That's what they would do.
Jared's learning over there. You guys appreciate that? That's right. That is exactly it. It's the mirror thinking. They would do that. They would use this to take advantage. Whenever the left accuses you of something, whenever progressives, whenever they accuse Republicans of this or accuse them of that, accuse them of dividing people by color or only recognizing race or discriminating based on race, that's exactly what they do. Do we have, and I say we, as a Caucasian person of European descent, is there a national organization for the advancement of Caucasian people? No, that would be racist. Why would that be racist? Why would that be racist? Well, because you don't. Oh, really? Shut up. Shut up. If you cannot succeed in 2015 America, I'm not talking about 1862, I'm not talking about 1784, I'm not even talking about 1952. If you cannot succeed on your own merit in the United States of America in 2015, it is because you have no merit, because you have not applied yourself. Don't tell. And let's face it, folks, if you're honest with yourself, you will believe or understand or realize that there are people in the United States who benefit by continuing the race baiting and continuing the division and continuing to only see people by the color of their skin. And most of those people who benefit don't have capital R's behind their names. This is insanity. But the bottom line is this.
Can I go ahead? Well, can I interject?
No, you
real quick?
Interject, and then I'll give the
let's do the bottom line last. Okay, so that says the civil immunity would be the problem that the civil rights groups have. They would say that because of civil immunity, the educators would take advantage of the civil immunity and kill the minorities.
Well, I got a question for you. Are they assuming that every single teacher is every teacher in Texas a Caucasian Republican male? So is that what they're saying? Every teacher is a white Republican male? Or are there teachers who don't fit the racist tag there? Are there teachers of color?
There are, but that's beside the point. They don't care about that. Texas defines civil immunity as a defendant who uses force or deadly force that is justified under Chapter 9 Penal Code is immune from civil liability for personal injury or death that results from the defendant's use of force or deadly force as applicable. So if it is justified, they are immune from civil liability.
Yeah, so if they find
that this freaking douchebag attacked the teacher or attacked another student and needed to be taken care of, then
that it was,
I don't understand what the civil. They're just trying.
What's
to
their
get,
problem? What their problem
yeah,
is?
they're just trying to get exposure.
We don't care even if you did follow the law. Maybe we should ask Jim Curry here what he thinks if all of the Columbine, you name it, et al., school shootings. What did he think the teachers should have done? Should the teachers have stopped them? Should they have used? If there would have been an armed teacher in the front office when?
Well, they were white, so that doesn't matter.
See,
it wouldn't have mattered because they're not a minority, so they don't need civil immunity.
Oh, okay, all right. So,
according to the
story here, wow. Oh, oops.
I can't take this anymore.
You know what's funny? Here's an accidental inconvenience. This is another story that was on the Examiner. I don't know how this got through. It says AK-47 rifle tied to Fast and Furious used in Phoenix gang assault. Oops.
See, that's why I'm suggested link gun control stealth agenda revealed by Attorney General Holder. I think that the Examiner, I think that they're more of a pro-gun publication, for lack of a better term.
Why this inflammatory title?
To get people to click on it. Because with the civil rights group that they claim but offer no statistical analysis, CNN wouldn't have said that. They would have just said they claim that students of color are blah, 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 blah.
But it did seem rather
how many?
I
definitely
how
agree.
many people read past the headline? Probably 50% of the people will read the headline and then they'll start formulating. I mean, how many people write us letters or comments
based on the headline?
Based on the title?
At least, I would say, at least 50% don't even read the whole thing.
All right,
the first two sentences.
All right, let's move into some good news. We've got some really exciting news, and we teased you guys with this during the last few episodes of Student of the Gun. But we have solidified dates for our Student of the Gun University mobile training. Now, we do have an Armed Living class coming up on March 7th, right down here in beautiful Biloxi, Mississippi, and that's a Saturday. But we have mobile training dates. We told you we were going to do it, and we did it. So, Jared, go ahead and give them the first mobile training is going to be in March. So go ahead and tell them what those dates are and how they can sign up for that class, and then I'll hit on the one in May.
The first one is going to be in March, and if you want to check out details of that, you can go to store.studentofthegun.com, and that'll take you to the store, and you can check out all of our products and then the live training and everything. The March class is going to be in Missouri. It'll be in Albany, Missouri, March 20th to the 23rd, and we've partnered with DRT on this one, and they're offering pretty good. Their ammo is pretty good, and
DRT ammunition.
Yeah, it's really good, and they're offering less than retail for any other ammo price on this. So you could pay less than you'd go to Walmart and buy like Winchester White Box, and the ammo will be included. So go to store.studentofthegun.com and check out the little the page that we have built for it. You can look at all the options. You can select your pistol ammo, your rifle ammo, which class. We're doing ballistic problem solving, which is a handgun class, and we're doing black rifle boot camp, which is rifle. You can do one or the other or both. We recommend both, obviously. And you can do that. And the East Fork Lodge is where we're going to be putting everybody. That's where the class is going to be. And food and lodging is included in the price of the course.
Folks, this is really a good deal. I mean,
this is legitimately a 5-star facility.
Yeah, just take a minute, go to this place, click on take a look at the pictures It is this is a place where people would go to just to chill out and relax. And so you're going to be able to go get some education, pop some caps.
Pop some caps. Pop some tabs.
No, bust some caps,
Bust
pop
some
some
caps,
tabs or whatever.
Pop some tabs.
Have a great time, mingle with like-minded individuals, get world-class instruction, and chill out in a very, very nice facility. And
He's being modest over there. Listen to him.
Yeah, whatever. But seriously, this is a good deal. We've actually been working on this in the background. You guys didn't know it. We've been putting this deal together for a while now, and it has come to fruition. So we're looking forward to it. It should be a great weekend. It's going to be, if you can join us for the whole weekend, hey, rock on. That'd be fantastic.
It's actually, it's the March 20th to the 23rd. And basically, when you sign up for this class, all you need to bring is yourself, your gun, eye and ear protection, maybe a baseball cap, and
definitely
clothing,
a baseball
obviously.
cap, yeah.
But you don't have to worry about any ammunition. You don't have to worry about finding a hotel. You don't have to worry about anything else except for bringing yourself, your gun, and your safety equipment.
That's right. You're going to stay there.
And
you're going to eat there.
You could probably come naked, but I wouldn't recommend it because you're going to be rolling around on the ground.
But it's a good time. It'll be a lot of education, a lot of training, a lot of fun. And if you are in Albany, Missouri is, what did they say? It's like 2.5 hours from St. Louis, something like that, or an hour, 95 minutes from St. Louis.
About an hour or so.
Bust out a map. You guys, if you're in the
we're busting caps and tabs and maps and
that's right,
everything.
If you're in the Midwest area, go ahead and check that out. Now that's going to be in March. March 20th to the 23rd of the training date, so you want to get in on that. Now seats are limited,
Definitely.
so it's a first come first serve deal. So
yeah, we can only house so many people there.
So get on it if you want to get on it. Now the next mobile training, this is another thing that we've had in the works for a while, and it's been solidified. This is going to be a ballistic problem solving handgun class. It's a 2-day class, and then we're going to be hosted by Tactical Response in Camden, Tennessee. It's going to be at their classroom and on their ranges, but it's going to be our training class. And all you have to do to sign up for that is go to tacticalresponse.com, click on the schedule, and go down to May, and it'll say Paul Markle, ballistic problem solving, handgun. Click on it, register it. Seats are, again, limited, but they always are. Save yourself a seat, and we hope to see you there, either in Missouri or in Tennessee in March or May. And the other big one we've got is in the People's Republic, not People's Republic, forgive me, the Glorious Republic of Texas. And those dates have not been solidified yet, but
we've actually got a couple people that are asking us about coming in, doing training at their facilities.
Well, we got to have the facility, we got to have the students.
Yep.
So
right now we've got the Missouri in March 20th to 23rd. Go to store.studentofthegun.com.
Or just go to studentofthegun.com and click on the gear tab.
And click on the gear tab, yeah. If you're a direct dude, I don't know if you like to go directly to things or if you like to click twice.
Go direct.
Shop direct at store.studentofthegun.com. Or you can click twice at studentofthegun.com and click the gear tab.
Yeah, and you can also, don't forget about the Armed Living class here in Biloxi, in sunny Biloxi, Mississippi, going to be March 7th. So that's coming up in about 6 weeks or so, maybe a little less than 6 weeks. But you want to get signed up for that. So we talked about training, we talked about mobile training, we talked about all that stuff. Dude, you ready to hit me with a merry old England update?
I was just going to say something else about the Missouri trip. That would be a class to send your wife to, because it's a nice facility she could stay in, and it's world-class training. So
and she's not going to have to commute.
No
stay
commuting.
There the whole time.
She'll be protected.
Sleep there, eat there, train there. Good stuff. All right, bump me in, brother.
Anarchy for the UK is coming sometime. Maybe I give her on time. Stop a traffic line.
Oh, Sid Vicious and Johnny Rotten. Thank you for the anarchy in the UK.
Are you Australian or?
I don't know what I am, but I'm blown away by the total and complete. See, I was torn with this story whether to use the Merry Old England update or to use a Vagination update. But since we haven't used the Merry Old England update, and I really like that song, I thought we would use that one.
Real quick, speaking of Vagination, as we mentioned, I think it was yesterday that we mentioned that we had my old trainers coming in, and we've got Dixon's Dungeon at Fight U now. Mm-hmm. And, well, of course, all the dudes came in for the class on Monday, and they're like wondering about that Vagination trophy that we have in the corner. They're like, why do you have that trophy?
That's the trophy you don't want to get.
Yeah.
You don't want to be awarded the Vagination trophy. All right, this story comes to us from thedailymail.co.uk. And the title of the story is Arm All, and that's in all caps, arm all police with tasers to fight terror war. Call for extra protection against lone wolf fanatics. Calls for every police officer to be offered, not even armed with, calls for every police officer to be offered a taser to fight terrorist threats.
This picture, the dude on the right isn't even looking down.
He looks like Steve Carell.
Yeah, I know. He does. He looks afraid of the taser.
He's like the 40-year-old virgin holding a taser. Oh, my Lord in heaven. Sweet Buddha on a rubber raft. Can I say this to you? If you're listening to me in merry old England right now in the UK, get out. Get your passport together and get out. Leave. Do something. If you are listening to me, you're obviously relatively intelligent. You're a smart person. You're probably a capable person. Get out of England. I know that there's England and Scotland and Wales and Ireland. I know that. Don't write me letters. I know I studied geography, but I like the term merry old England. So, TB.
Dude, they say, the terrorist ideal to get attention no longer relies on attack being in a place of note. It says it could be in Cheam High Street, in any town, in any part of the UK. What? We know there are more dangerous people out there preparing to attack police officers, and we need to be able to respond to that threat. So they are admitting that that terrorist attacks could happen anywhere.
They're admitting they know that they have. All right, your country is finished. It's over. You lost. You might not have gotten the memo yet. We've lost, but you've lost. And let me tell you why. When you have Muslim fanatics taking knives and beheading people, beheading grandmothers in their backyard, killing your soldiers on the street in broad freaking daylight, and the response is to video or to tape them with their phone. I mean, we don't tape anything. To record it with your phone. And then you got people, running around screaming, Aloha snack bar, killing people, stabbing them, murdering them, and your government spokesman runs to the microphone as fast as he can to say, let's not jump to conclusions. We don't know just because he went to a mosque and was a devout Muslim and was screaming Aloha snack bar as he was slicing this guy's head off. We don't know that this is an act of jihadist terror. We don't want to jump to conclusions. We don't want to offend the people that want to destroy us. Now
the terrorist leader has the UK, has everybody there at the end. What am I trying to say here? Basically, the end of the road, and this is the order he gave to his terrorist buddies.
Finish him.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Are you proud of yourself?
Yeah, I'm proud of myself for Mortal Kombat Finish Him.
Oh, okay. You have the. You got a little...
I have the YouTube and.
No. Do you have the Muslim rap?
Yeah.
Hit me some Muslim rap. I just feel like it.
Hold on. Yeah, talk to him. Let me pull.
I'm going to talk to you for a second. So anyway, not only in England are we afraid to offend those who want to kill us, to destroy us, to destroy you. Do you understand what that means? Not only are they afraid to offend them, Now they're actually afraid to stop them with deadly force. So we got Johnny Jihad at the Charles Hebdo or whatever, decides to walk into an office with a Scorpion submachine gun or an AK or whatever, and he's going to shoot the place up. And who are we going to send to stop this guy? The dude, like the dude in France that walks into a Jewish deli and starts gunning people down and taking people hostage and so forth. Who are we going to send? We're going to send bobbies with little yellow and blue plastic tasers.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Ein Muslim sein zu dürfen. Das geht an die Oma.
I'm gonna do a remix here.
Check das aus. Bismillah. Islam ist die Wahrheit. Say what? Wir folgen Mohammed. Wen? Wir folgen Mohammed. Wen? Mohammed.
Oh, we're having too much. We're having more fun than the human being should be allowed to have here on Student of the Gun Radio. But do you realize this, folks? If you're in America, you're in the United States, and you're like, I don't care about England, doesn't matter to me. You should care about England, because all the powers that be, all the self-appointed elitists, they think that's how we should be doing it. Yeah, if it starts over there, it's going to trickle over here. England. If you live in Great Britain, your government does not care about you. You're finished. Get your paperwork together, get your visas, and get out, because your country's, it's done. You can't even bring yourself to kill terrorists. You can't even bring yourself to kill the people that want to destroy your nation. You're cowards, you're socialists, you're finished. Game over, man. So, woo! I don't even know what to say. That is Sofa King Gay. And that's all I have to say about that. Ladies and gentlemen, we went about 2 minutes farther than we should have, but we figured you'd appreciate the Muslim rap. All right. Until tomorrow, we're going to be back with you tomorrow. But until tomorrow, remember, you are a beginner once, but you should indeed be what? A student for life.